Hello everyone, thank you very much for joining me. I'm very happy to be back with you guys. I took some time off to recover from a little bit of a back injury that I was dealing with. Not a big deal, but just when I had a baby, no one told me that that was basically a death sentence for your back. So I've been dealing with that and everything's good to go now. So glad to be back here sharing with you guys. So yeah, there's a lot going on right now, and Spirit really wants you to understand that you came here on a mission as an agent of change. And the thing is that manifesting and creating and generating that change requires 5D solutions. So the Earth and humanity for a very long time have been trying to combat 3D energy with 3D. But now in this new energy, it takes us to be able to translate the 5D and bring it into a 3D reality for it to manifest. And that's exactly what you're here to do. So don't go around comparing yourself to other light workers and what they're doing, because every individual light worker, yes, we are working as collective, but we have a very specific skill set individually. And that is because our Akashic records and our DNA can't be replicated. It's a complete galactic snowflake, like I said before. But at this time, in order to get the most out of your 5D abilities, you need to identify what 3D issues are still stealing your energy. So it takes a long time to develop the awareness to be able to move outside of yourself and see yourself from a higher perspective, from a different angle, from a 5D approach. And that allows me to unbiasedly identify things that need to be changed. And typically at this point in an ascension process, there's not these huge lingering issues. It's just little tweaks here and there that need to be addressed so that the new can come forward. And chances are you know exactly what these things are that are hanging around that you don't want anymore. But like I mentioned earlier, it is 3D problems that require 5D solutions. And many of us are still trying to solve these 3D problems with 3D solutions. And that's not just going to work. You're just going to end up in a cycle because you're going to get frustrated that you can't automatically just flip a switch and be where you want to be. But let me tell you right now, at this stage in the ascension process, at this current energy that we're participating in, what is required is incremental change. Because we're trying to eat the whole elephant in one bite, and we get frustrated when we're not able to do so. What we need to start doing is start chipping away at some of these things. Some of these things that are still hanging around, like anger, frustration, self-worth, programming from your childhood, even abuse, and everything else we've been through here. Some of you guys have been through some really heavy stuff. And that's not really, it's not that you can't clear them overnight, it's just not likely that it's going to unfold that way. So incremental change, tackle one thing at a time. Tackle your anger, tackle your childhood insecurities, tackle the bullying that you dealt with as a teenager, feeling worthless, buried. Any of these things that are still hanging around, tackle them one at a time. Your healing and your coming into power on this planet is a work in progress, and it may always be that, because we are dealing with a very complex physical vessel here on top of a very complex multidimensional energetic system, and you are focusing it all down into one stream, and that's where things are going to feel like they're gone and dealt with, but really they're just swinging around and coming back to you. The difference in your approach should be how you respond when these things pop up. If something from the past comes up and typically creates an energy of anger within you, it is okay for you to reject that, but not in a way that you say goodbye to it or ignore it, but to be able to sit back and judge it objectively, knowing that it no longer serves you. You can simply just have compassion and love that the knowledge and the wisdom is here for you to be able to clear that. And essentially what that boils down to is you've got to learn how to love your problems. You've got to learn how to filter them through self-worth and appreciation and gratitude before they enter your field for you to take a look at. And that way, consciously, you can take a step back and see what it is, see what the root of the problem is, instead of that thing coming back to you and just latching on and recreating itself whenever it decides to do that. So take a step back energetically and see if you've got any leakage, any holes. Identify anything that may be stealing your energy and put it in its place. Send it back to where it needs to go, and do so with love and gratitude, and move on. Thank you very much. Goodbye.